So we're moving on to the next topic from one of my moderators. Again, it is moderator month, and now we are on to my second moderator, Newt's fifth or sixth video, I can't remember. And today's topic he chose was designer brands that deserve coal in their stocking this Christmas. Whether it's because they discontinued a specific fragrance, or they haven't done any good releases, or they haven't done anything. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. I think 5, 6. I have 6 brands that are definitely deserving of coal in their stockings this year. So without further ado, let's get it. What's good, my great smelling dudes? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Randy, aka FragranceDoud. Thank you guys so much for joining me for yet another video. If you are new to my channel, make sure that you guys hit the subscribe button and the like. I would greatly appreciate it. If you want my videos sooner, obviously hit the notification bell. And then outside of all of that, make sure to comment below and let me know some brands that you think deserve stocking or coal in their stocking in their coal this year. Coal in their stocking this year. Again, it's moderator month. I'm trying not to repeat that every time, but I kind of have to for the new people. I'm letting my 3 moderators choose all of my videos up until Christmas and all of my video topics, and then I'll do the videos myself. I do a little bit of a switcheroo and do a little bit of my own twist on each one, but with that said, last week was Mo, this week is Newt. We're on to Newt's almost the end of the week. I think we have 2 left, this one and one more. And he wanted me to tell you guys some designer fragrance brands that deserve coal in their stockings this year. He didn't say designers, but I can't really pick any niche. I mean, I didn't like Altair by Parfums de Marly, but a lot of people did, so can't really blame them. I could say Creed because I didn't like Absolute Aventus and the price was crazy and it was only a limited edition, but at least they released something. And it didn't smell bad. It smelled pretty decent, actually. With that said, we're going to stick with designers. So again, I have 6 here, 6 designer brands, and if there are others, there probably are. I tried to think of as many as I could just off the top, and we're not talking about lowly designers that are outside that, like, you hardly ever see anything from, like Van Cleef and Arpels or something like that. I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about the ones you find in Macy's for the most part. And so we are going to get straight into it here by talking about the first one, which is Chanel. This should be no surprise to anybody because the last time they released a new line, I'm going to throw a date out. I think it was 2011, and that was the Allure Homme line. That was the last time they threw out anything outside of, again, the Bleu de Chanel Parfum, and then a few new, like what are they called? Their private blends, but I don't even see them in my area, and for the most part, the ones that I've tried aren't that great. So with that said, they've been really slacking. And last year, a Chanel rep probably mistakenly told another reviewer that they were getting a brand new fragrance in that fall, that it wasn't a Bleu de Chanel elixir, and that it wasn't in the Allure Homme line, I believe. And so we were hoping it was going to be a new line, and then nothing happened. Nothing came from it. And so, again, I'm hoping that a new line comes out next year. But as for 2023, they're just sitting in the dark doing absolutely nothing. They released like a eye cream, but who cares? That's not my niche. So, yeah, they get coal in their stockings. Nice one, Chanel. The next one, Versace. Same exact reason. Versace, I mean, honestly, I tried one of my favorite fragrances from them this year, but it didn't come out this year. It was Santal Boisé. It's in their private blend line. You can find it on JOMASHOP every once in a while for $100 and some, $170, but it's $300 average. With that said, they didn't do anything. As far as designers are concerned and what most people care about from Versace, they have done nothing. 2023 was lackluster, nothing from them. Other brands like Boss and Paco Rabanne and Jean Paul Gaultier are releasing 2 fragrances. Some are releasing 3. And they're even YSL and Armani, and they're all releasing fragrances, and Versace and Chanel are just doing nothing. Same with this brand, Dior. Dior is sitting back, and they released a very cool spray. I don't care. I mean, apparently it smelled good, but I don't care. I don't care. They have Mason Francis Kirk, or I keep doing that. They have Francis Kirkjohn. He is one of the, like, penultimate perfumers out there, and they brought them in. And what happens? They made a baby fragrance.
You did this for what?
Why not?
Why?
Why not?
Why though?
And it's like they did nothing. That, to me, for the first fragrance to come out with Dior and Francis Kirkjohn to be a baby scent, that is the biggest letdown to me ever. So if anybody wins this list, it's Dior. Just for that reason, because everybody was super hyped. If Francis Kirkjohn comes in, he's not going to mess around with other lines they already have, like Dior Homme and Sauvage and stuff. While Dior might still release that in 2024, he's going to do his own line, most likely, with men's and women's. But if they brought him in for a baby line and that's it, I mean, it would be the biggest failure of all time, to be honest with you. But as far as fragrances, but yeah. That's number 3. 1, 2, and 3 were those fragrance brands that did nothing. Now the fragrance brands that did something, but they kind of screwed the pooch. Number 1, Armani. Armani came out with a bunch of fragrances last year, or this year technically. They had Stronger With You Amber, which to me it's good, but it's a letdown for the line. I don't like it that much, but that's Emporio Armani, so. As far as the Acqua di Gio line, they came out with the Parfum. Yes, it's good, but the biggest letdown for me is the fact that they are continuing to make the same fragrances. They are like the Profumo, Profondo, the Profondo Lights, the Eau de Parfum, the Parfum. They all have that very simple Acqua di Gio DNA, just with a twist. And it's like they're not even trying anymore to do anything, and it's been for years. So I wouldn't have put them on this list just for that. Just an FYI, I wouldn't have put them on this list for that, because the Parfum was still kind of like a semi-fresher version of Profumo. But they discontinued Acqua di Gio Absolu. They just discontinued it like 2 weeks ago. It's now discontinued altogether. That's my favorite. And it's the only one that was unique from the line outside of Absolute Instinct, which was also discontinued. So they discontinued that, and now they don't have any unique fragrances in their Acqua di Gio line. And then they also discontinued a few of the Acqua di Gio other Absolute, the cool weather one. And that was the one that was unique from the line as well, along with Profumo, which they also discontinued this year. I forgot about those until right now. So they discontinued 3 of the actual unique scents from the line because they weren't probably selling as well and they're more winterized or seasonal. They discontinue them and they just keep all of their super boring fragrances. I mean, they're not boring by any means, but you need one. You don't need all of them. The only other one, like you could have one of their fragrances from each line, and then you could have had Absolute, Profumo, and then Acqua di Gio Absolute, and you would have been fine because all of them do something different. But yeah, they screwed the pooch. Next, Azzaro. So Azzaro screwed the pooch because they came out with Most Wanted Parfum, Wanted by Night, 3 years straight. All really, really good fragrances. And then they come out with probably the second worst fragrance of the year, in my opinion, as far as like, it's the worst one, in my opinion, based on how much I was looking forward to it, because the Wanted lines were killing it, and then they just come out with this good opening, but really weird dry down that just doesn't know what it's doing. It was like it was trying to be like a sweet but fresh fragrance, but it didn't know which one it was. And then they discontinued Wanted by Night, which was my wife's favorite fragrance, the fragrance that got me started on my collection. The only reason that Armani and Azzaro can both make up for what they did by next year coming out with Wanted by Night Parfum, or like a Most Wanted by Night, or for Armani coming out with Acqua di Gio Absolute Parfum. They could make up for it by doing that, and if they do that, then I'd be happy. In Code Absolute Parfum, I'd be definitely happy with all of those. Anyway, so going into the last brand here, the last brand is Valentino. Again, because of discontinues, they came out with the Intense, which I actually like a lot, the Born in Roma Intense. But then they came out with Rock Stud Noir, which I didn't try. I had no need to try because not only is the name stupid, but it also is, from what I hear, just very bland and basic. But that's not the reason. The reason is because they just discontinued the entire Valentino Uomo line. Not the Born in Roma line. The entire Uomo line is now gone. They discontinued all of that, so now you no longer have that chocolatey iris from the original. You no longer have the really heavy iris that you get. That's kind of like the Prada L'Homme Intense, Dior Homme Intense with the Uomo Intense. You no longer have the Uomo Aqua, which was already pretty much gone, but that whole line's gone now, so it's not really that big of a falter because you can still find them online, but just an FYI. If you didn't know, they just discontinued those and they are out the door. So yeah, those are some fragrance brands, designer fragrance brands that I feel deserve coal in their stockings just because they discontinued some wrong fragrance. I mean, Paco Rabanne, if I just went over the last like 5 years, Paco Rabanne would be on the biggest part of that list because they discontinued 1 Million Privé and probably the best Invictus that they had in the line, Aqua, then Legend, and they got, I mean, yeah, they'd be on my shit list too. But let me know some fragrance brands that you think deserve coal in their stockings, and again, I'll be back with another video. Thank you guys so much. Peace out.